Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
Manzai Mom.
Never heard of you. Yes. Hello. How is everybody doing today? I know what you're thinking. Well, this isn't Mega Man Battle Network. I want my money back. I'm leaving. But actually, this is Ace Attorney, and I am here with my mother.
Hi.
And she is a lawyer. A lawyer has been for how many years? 40 plus years?
40 plus years.
And she is also not a gamer.
Definitely not a gamer.
But we're changing that today.
Let's hope.
Warrior Vagabond says, hi, Manzai Mom.
Manzai Mom. That's me.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
You told me I was a seasoned attorney. Does that mean with garlic and onions?
Lower the sound of the game a bit? How's that? Manzai Mom, yes! Perfect. Anyway, yes! I'm ready to begin the stream, Manzai Man! Wait a second. Who the blazes are you?
I am Manzai Mom.
Oh, you're his mother. I'm Lord Befraster the Third. You know, I had a mother once. I remember the first thing she said to me. I believe it was, "Ah!" Because she was giving birth to me, you know. It was a fond memory. Just ignore him, Ma. Just ignore him. How rude. By the way, why do you look different, Manzai Man? New art style, new stream. Oh, I want a new art style. Do you like it?
I like Manzai. I like Manzai Mom as a name.
I like Lord Befraster the Third. Let's just move on to the game.
Yes, let's get started.
So let's get out of the options. You're really gonna follow us, aren't you?
And since I'm a great gamer, I don't know what the controls always are.
So first things first, you select new game.
New game.
So,
Oh, this thing.
Yes. And then A button to select things.
A. That's A. Sorry.
A is the green. You just press...
Play this game?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Episode 1. The first turnabout.
Yes. Also, I think I will voice the male characters, you'll voice the female characters, and Befufflefumpter, you do what you want.
There's blood. Gasp. Gasp.
That's a dead...
Oh, that's a female character.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be voicing that character.
No,
Damn
she
it.
said, damn it, why me?
No.
She's dead.
I think that's the killer.
Oh.
I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, District Court, 9:47 a.m. Trials are usually in the morning, right?
They start in the morning, always.
No, night shift trials?
No, not... Well, in certain kinds of courts there are, but not the real court. Not in a court like this.
Anyway.
Traffic courts at night.
Boy, am I nervous.
Uh-oh.
That was you? That's me.
That's Phoenix.
Look in the corner, you'll see the name of the character that's doing.
Good point, sorry.
Oh, hiya, Chief.
Phew, I'm glad I made it on time.
Warrior Vagabond asks, Night Court wasn't accurate?
Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes a murder trial right off the bat like this. He's taking a murder trial.
Yeah. A normal thing.
It says a lot about you and your client as well.
Yeah, so people normally take murders at their first trial.
Never.
Why not?
That's what it says a lot about him and his client. Not so smart, either of them.
Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
If you really owed him a favor, wouldn't you, get him a good lawyer? A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Oh, you're a friend, too.
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to them. So, you're saying that this is not good?
This is definitely not good. If this is really his first trial,
yeah,
and he's doing it for a friend, and it's a murder trial, what a friend would have done was getting him a good lawyer.
Beginner's luck, maybe?
I hope so for his sake.
He's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over!
Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die!
Sounds to me like he wants to die.
So do you recommend, let's say, you're giving someone advice in court, do you recommend screaming, death, despair, I'm going to die?
Definitely not. Not a good way to start the day.
Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty!
Why are we doing a trial?
Give me the death sentence, I ain't afraid to die! What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over! I'm finished! I can't live in a world without her, I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away?
Didn't you just say he did it?
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Newspapers say it was you.
Exactly.
We're his defense attorney. We can't just be like, well, you did say you did it, so.
Yeah, he did. Go ahead.
My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts.
Oh, God.
Well, that's what they say in school. That's what schools have, those kind of phrases. I don't remember what they said about me, but it was probably something similar. In the 23 years I've known him, that's usually been true. So real quick, can we check the court record? You see it says court record. It actually shows which button does what. So you'll see RB. RB is usually the...
Oh, this thing. Okay. Do I need to go into the court record?
You don't need to, but I want to check something. You can then press RB again to look at the profiles. I just want to see how old Larry is. So then you can scroll over.
I need to go over.
You need both hands on the controller. So Mia's 27. She's a boss. Is that...
Larry's 23.
Yeah.
So he's 23 years old. The guy's already graduated from law school.
Well, they've been friends since grade school, so Phoenix is also 23.
They counted wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, either way, Phoenix is also 23.
Well, done that. They've been friends since they were born.
Yeah. Are there lawyers who are that young, 23?
No.
No.
Although, I was pretty young, actually.
How old were you?
I graduated from law school, I probably was about 23.
Were you ever, handling cases on your own at the time?
Not on my own. No, you crazy?
Were you leading cases as the lead defense or
No.
lead prosecutor?
No. I didn't really start doing the prosecution stuff till I was like 25, 26.
And Mia owns her own law firm at 27.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah, of course. It's possible. It's just dumb.
One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. It's just terrible. He just has terrible luck.
Oh, wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
If you want to leave, press the B button, which is the red button.
Okay. Now I'm going back down to
A.
A.
Yes.
A. There we go.
But I know better than anyone. He's a good guy at heart.
That, and I always your line.
That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. Manic Pixie Life Coach thinks that you saying it's dumb is really funny. And that's just what I'm going to do.
Okay.
If you want to see the chat...
August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 2.
Want to see the chat, it's right there.
Okay, so I am a gray-haired old lady, and I cannot see that chat. There's no way.
Okay.
It's too far away from my eyeballs.
Okay. Okay.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Can I pop out the chat and embiggen? Can I do that? How do I do that? Warrior Vagabond relates. Embiggen. Docs. Tools. How do I do that? Embiggen. It's popped out. The chat has popped out. Control plus. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it is bigger. Thank you. And now I can see it. Thank you, whoever that was who said that.
That was Manic Pixie Life Coach.
Okay, thank you, Manic Pixie Life Coach.
Also known as Tiny Moof. So if I say Tiny Moof or Manic Pixie Life Coach, same thing.
Okay. Well, thank you.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Oh, okay. We can just say Aviva.
What?
We can just say Aviva.
Oh, nice to meet you again.
Your conduct during this Sorry, that's your line.
Yes, don't steal my line.
No, it's your line. You're the judge.
It's my line, yes.
Oh.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Hands shaking, eyesight fading. This test will... Keep stealing your line.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Both hands.
No, wrong. Jeez Louise.
B.
B. It is B. And then I go down.
Yes.
Oh, this thing down.
Yes.
And then A.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get this eventually. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question.
Both hands on the controller.
This is a murder trial.
This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Oh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report back cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No, wait, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name.
Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Okay, so then I go into the court record.
Yeah.
Which
And then
is
you
here.
can check the...
No.
You can check the profiles again.
Profiles. Jeez Louise. I don't know how to get to profiles.
Maybe I should make this... Give me it for a
You
second.
do it for a minute.
Give me...
You go to profiles.
Well, it's not that. Let me go into options. Maybe this will help. Options. Let's save. Let's...
Just go into the court record, I guess.
No. Let's... Give me a moment. How do I quit the game?
Why are you quitting?
I'm trying to make the,
I don't think you should quit. I think you should just go into the court.
I'm trying to make the game bigger.
Nah, just go into the court record.
Alright. Well, you're gonna have to be able to
You
do
gotta
it.
tell me how to do it.
Court record is this button.
this
It will
thing.
always be this button. If you want to swap between profiles, press that button again. And then you can go back to evidence by pressing it again. And back and forth, and then you could see back. The buttons are labeled right by what...
Can you just get into the court for me right now? Because I'm completely confused. Oh, okay, that's the victim.
Yes. So
Cindy
you can...
Stone. I see, okay.
You're gonna need to be able to go into the court record whenever you can in order to check the evidence.
Okay. Okay.
So if you look at the buttons in the bottom right
So
corner...
that's who that is.
Yes.
And I want to go back out again, so I go to A.
B.
I'm not going A. It's not going.
B.
B.
B for back.
Okay. Look in the court record.
Ignore that.
Remember to check it off and do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Hello, Halftone.
Mr. Wright, who's the victim in this case?
The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
Well, that's easy because we saw it.
She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed.
Ma, Halftone joined. Says hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He doesn't look relaxed.
Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then.
First, a question from the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepted into evidence.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Good point, Mia. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court.
This blunt object character sure is responsible for a lot of trauma.
Use tab to check the court record frequently.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call his first witness.
The prosecution called the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand. Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case.
So what do I actually do now in this scenario?
Pay attention.
If I'm Phoenix Wright and my client is being called to the stand, do I stop it from happening?
Okay, so in the United States of America, no, the prosecution can never put your client on the stand. There is an amendment to the Constitution of the United States that prevents people from being compelled to testify against themselves. So this would never happen in this country in a criminal case. This doesn't happen.
What about a civil case?
It can happen in a civil case, actually.
Hmm.
You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. I just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. That's why you're not supposed to testify.
Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a face you should be making in court?
No. And if you know your client's going to be testifying, by the way, you would prepare them.
Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true the victim had recently dumped you?
Fifth Amendment. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike said.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony.
Didn't they all die?
It wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you, anyway?
Not a good attitude for a witness, that's for sure.
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
That goes into the court record now?
Yeah,
Okay.
any evidence.
Okay.
Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way!
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies.
Daddy's sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
I guess that's why Butts wasn't such a good choice as a boyfriend, huh?
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was.
Well, that's rude.
Is that something a prosecutor should say about a victim?
It's very not okay. It's just rude.
But would it hurt the case?
You know what? It might. I mean, in this one, there's no jury, but you wouldn't want the jury to think badly of your victim, so you'd be careful about how you described your victim.
But
By
could
the jury. Judges, you don't worry so much.
But could the jury be like, well, yeah, he is guilty for the crime we're accusing him of, but she kind of deserved it.
No, I mean, I think his point would be, the point of the prosecutor here is, no, you weren't her kind of guy, you weren't going to be able to give her what she wanted, and that's who she was, and that's why you killed her. But you want the victim to be somewhat sympathetic, you know. But Butts here is not exactly Mr. Sympathetic, so it's concerning. Anyway, Mia says, right. I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I?
Which one do you think?
It's up to you. You're the one in control.
I think I'd wait and see what happens.
Might be better not to get involved in this one.
Well, Mr. Butts?
Dude, no way! That cheating she-dog!
Oh, that's not good, Larry.
I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this!
Oh, God, Larry.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. I don't think Larry should ever be in court ever.
What?
I don't think Larry should ever be in court
Larry
ever.
should never be in court. But he has to answer this question, because if he doesn't answer this question, it's going to come back to bite him anyway.
I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the
truth.
Always.
Yeah, I was there. I went. Order.
Arthur, hello. And yeah, Arthur's here too. Everyone's here. Everyone is important. Don't say that. There are other people who are also just as important.
Well, you read. Do tell.
Yeah.
Also, I also like that I'm voicing the judge.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
That's not how you object, by the way. Go ahead.
How would you object?
You say objection, but you can't object to the answer. The answer is the answer.
Lying?
Arthur says thank you for calling them important.
They are important. They are very important.
The prosecution would like to call a witness who could prove Mr. Butt is lying. Also, Aviva's important too.
Very much so.
Well, that simplifies matters. I stole your line.
That's so weird. So they put the person on the stand, they give him partial testimony, and then they bring somebody else in?
Yes.
This is not how a trial normally goes. Go ahead.
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Arthur loves watching American lawyers review the games because they're always so confused.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad.
Yeah, telling me.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawant to the stand. Mr. Sawant, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes! Newspapers, yes!
Mr. Sawant, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself quite unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some corners phones do not function normally.
That's in my day.
Well, this game came out, I think, in 2004 originally? 2003?
Yeah, when cell phones were like... When portable phones...
But this game takes place in the far-off future year of 2017. The phone that Mr. Sawant used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Electricity from Mr. Stone's apartment building was out from noon to 6
Yes.
on the day of the crime. Okay.
And remember, you can always check this information again by going to the court record.
I get it.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor?
All right, Wright. This is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why you're exposed the lies in the testimony the witness gave.
Lies? What? He was lying? Did you even finish the bar exam,
The client
dude?
is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. If only that were true. Or is it your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence.
I have to wonder what the bar exam in this world is if he could pass it without realizing that how to cross-examine something.
But that's not how you cross-examine. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. I mean, that's true. If you can find a lie, you can certainly cross-examine and find a lie, but...
They had to gamify it somehow.
There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Arthur showed us exactly how bar exam works. Do you want to be a lawyer? Yes. Okay, you're hired. Yay! Okay.
Open the court record and point out the contradictions in the testimony.
Right.
Okay, so tell me again. Oh, this thing goes to...
Yep. And then to close it, press B.
Okay, so we know what the blackout record says. The passport says she arrived from Paris the day before the murder.
Right.
Right, we have the thinker, it's heavy. Time is between 4 and 5 p.m. He said he got there at 1.
Well, you might have your thing.
Well, that's... Back, A, B, back.
B for back.
Okay, well, that's where we got it.
Yep. There's also one other thing you can do in these during a cross-examination if you want to, and you actually are going to have to at some point.
What?
Press A. And if you press, so the R button brings up the court record. The L button, which left, can press a statement to get more information about that statement.
Okay. Well, he's just repeating what he said.
Yes, but now you can get more information.
Well, he said, I know what he said. He said exactly, he said at 1 o'clock he found her exactly. But
The
meanwhile,
fact that-
the autopsy says she's dead for between 4 and 5. So that's a bit of a problem for him. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m.
Yes. So you can go back as well.
That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. So we did that already?
Yep. So you just need to keep looking.
But
And
how
it's
do I do it now? I don't want him to keep repeating this. I want to
You gotta go to the statement that is wrong. You can also press left and right to go back and forward. So you can go back a line. Or forward.
Okay, this is the
And
problem.
then pull up the court record.
How do I... Oh, go here.
And then when you find the right evidence, present it with Y.
With Y. Ah.
You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
That's a question you never ask, by the way.
Why?
On cross-examination, you don't give him a chance to explain.
Why not?
Because it's cross-examination. You're putting words in the witness's mouth.
You're not. You're just asking to explain an issue.
Well, you just raise it. You don't have to give them a chance to explain it away. On redirect, you might be. The prosecutor may redirect you to do that, but you're not going to open that door.
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find it hard to believe. Mr. Soward, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Yeah. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
I like the way you said that. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
The time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. I don't like that line. I would have said, yes, I see.
It's a ridiculous explanation. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
You stole my line, Manzai Mom.
Sorry. Right. You know what to do.
I've got this one. How does that... Wait, no, I just stole Manzai Man's line.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. So, if you don't see any contradictions, it might be wise to press the statements.
Well, the electricity was out. So that's why, right?
You gotta first pull up the court record and find the right piece of evidence.
Oh, I gotta go to the court record first.
So you gotta go to the right piece of evidence. You don't want to present, like, your attorney's badge to it. And now...
A or Y?
Y.
Okay.
Hold it right there! The prosecution had said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Also, this was a while ago, but Aviva says that it's the fact that Phoenix never talked to his client in advance is absurd.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Hey, but he did. He got to talk to Larry and hear about how he wants to die.
You prepare your witness. How silly. You read this.
Yeah, you couldn't have heard a television or a video. Ah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Side?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite.
I think his pants were on fire, is what I think.
I mean, look at the way he's shaking.
Wait, I remember now. Mr. Side, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the beginning. It's content correct and harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Side. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Hearing the time.
Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. This guy's innocent. I always sweat bullets when I tell the truth. Just a little quirk we have. Right. They bought it.
He said the judge. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Wasn't he hit with that? Yes. It's not letting me do this.
Not yet. You have to wait for the cross-examination.
Oh, sorry.
But,
okay.
So right now, you're just looking at the court record.
Okay, so I looked at it.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. There, I stole your line now. Gladly.
Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there?
Yeah, the murder weapon. Now find the contradiction. Okay, so this is easy peasy. Here.
Make sure you're on the right statement. If you're on the wrong statement, it'll be like, I don't see what's contradictory.
Okay, so here. Okay, that's where the contradiction is. So go
Right.
here. Go To the thinker?
Yes, and then present.
Yeah.
Yes! And this time I didn't dare to tell you the button.
Just...
Wait, just a moment.
Okay. B.
A. B speeds through it. A works better.
Oh.
The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was the statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence! Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Side. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock! Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You tilt it and it says the time out loud. It doesn't look like a clock. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, if the witness's testimony was correct, this is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Well, I guess not. I guess I'd say no.
What? No?
I mean, I want to see the clock. So I'm going to say yes. We're going to say yes.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. Arthur asks, is that legal to do, to submit something as, like in this case, submitting what you know is a clock as a statue?
Well, you can submit it however you want to, but it wouldn't. Everybody would have had a chance to look at the thing before it went into evidence, so everyone would have known what it really was.
Oh, right, discovery.
Yes.
The only way he could have known the weapon with a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness has testified that he never entered the apartment, so there was an issue there.
Yes.
Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he...
Went into the apartment.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah, prove it! Prove I went in there!
Oh.
You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Arthur says, okay, I figured you'd have to say exactly what it was, or whomever submitted it would be in trouble.
When in Discovery, you would have been clear about what it was. So would have probably gone in as a clock statue. You know what I mean? Somebody would have identified it as a clock statue. But it would have gone through a discovery process, and also to put it into evidence is like a process that none of that's happening here.
Order in the court. Intriguing.
Please continue, Mr. Wright. A.
A.
B, scroll through it quickly.
Oh.
The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. Are we jumping a little ahead here?
What?
Aren't we jumping a little ahead? He was like, oh, it's a statue. That's it, you're the murderer! That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
In all honesty, if you were gonna find somebody guilty based upon their attitude, good old Butts there is guilty as hell. Heck.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never... Look, the clock, I saw... Ah!
I like the wig.
Shut up, I hate you! It was him! I tell you, I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him... So is this something a witness should say? Would you advise someone to say this?
Probably not the best way to behave in a courtroom.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock.
Do you have any evidence? So one thing you should also do occasionally.
What?
Press the start button.
Uh-huh.
And save. Press A to save. and then select a slot to save in. So we'll just press A again and select yes. This way, if, say, somehow the game crashes or you get enough evidence wrong, we don't have to start from the very beginning of that day.
That's a good point.
Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Stout heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... What would make it clear that the clock indeed was...
I would try sounding the clock.
Why?
I'd want to see what it says.
What do you think it should say?
The time?
Yes?
You don't think that's gonna work?
Well, no, I'm not telling you if you're right or not right. I'm just asking, what about the time would be interesting?
Well, it's 3 hours off. If the autopsy is correct and she died between 4 and 5, then the clock went off at 1 when he hit her on the head with it at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
When he says 1 o'clock. Then yes, the batteries might be no good. That's true.
Or
it's just not set right.
Yeah, so let's give it a go.
Let's try this one.
Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. Ah! I should have lied!
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Stout heard and the actual time of death. You were on the money!
I was on the money.
So, Mr. Stout, try to talk your way out of this one.
Ha! Ha ha! You forgot one thing.
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? You can't prove that. You don't have a case.
It's not definitive.
I don't think he's right, but okay.
He's right? How am I going to prove that? You don't think he's right?
I mean, it's enough that the guy got the time wrong. I mean, the guy knew that was a clock when he said he never went into the apartment. So the guy's clearly full of nonsense.
Welcome to this series where you can have 50 pieces of evidence that basically are like almost guaranteed that this person is the killer and your client is not. But you're like, well, you can't prove that this didn't happen.
It seems you lack critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what else is in the court record? Anything else going to help us? Oh. Will we see? What time did she get? She arrived. That's the day before. That's not going to help. What was death 4 to 5? I really don't care about that. So I don't know. I really don't know what to do now.
Well, let's keep going. We'll see.
Oh, the electricity is out from noon to 6.
Yeah, but that's not like a powered clock.
Right.
Plus, even if it was, we have no proof that it was on the day of the murder. Yes, Your Honor.
That means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately.
So wait, the evidence against Larry is that much more solid?
The evidence against Larry is garbage.
Yeah.
He's definitely much more guilty.
I come down all the way down here and you treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
You hear that, Ma?
I know. I don't like lawyers either.
Girl, I almost had him! Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia.
I mean Chief.
Listen up, Wright? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
But Chief, it's over! I can't prove the clock was slow that day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you still can't win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? So I'm going to say yes.
Can you think of a reason, though?
Because the batteries.
Batteries are fine. It works now. Batteries weren't changed.
I don't know. Why do you think?
Well, say yes if you can think of something.
I'm going to say yes. Wait.
Maybe I can prove it. You must have... Oh, that's you.
You must have evidence somewhere you can prove it.
So look in the court record again and see if there's...
Find it and let them have it.
Is there anything in the court record that might be?
I'm going to look again. Say that the clock was already running slow.
Slow on the day of the murder? Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Okay.
So you think it's the attorney's badge?
I want to look at the passport. What's the passport say?
That's all the information you have. The victim got back from Paris the day before the murder.
The autopsy report? I don't know.
Can you think of anything? Any reason why a clock would be a few hours off?
Because it was shut off.
Why would it be? Not if it was shut off. There's one other reason. You have only a few pieces of evidence. One hint might be the one piece of evidence you haven't used yet.
What? The attorney's badge? No.
No, you didn't use the passport yet.
I said the passport.
Yes. But why would
she arrived home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder?
What would being overseas for a bit have to do with time being wrong?
Oh, you mean that she had the clock set somehow to the Paris time? But how do we know she had the clock with her in Paris?
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick this one?
No, back.
Oh, back.
He's gonna ask you.
Have you found evidence to support your claim?
Of course, there's a piece... Oh, well, slow down. Don't hold down B. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence why that proves why the clock was running slow. Now why?
Okay.
The victim had just returned from home abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 11 a.m. the next day there.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Solid? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Why would you take something like that with her to Paris?
I mean, you might have needed a clock. This was like not everyone had a cell phone that could tell the time all the time. You know, you kids nowadays, you young people, you don't understand what it was like back in the old days.
Well, the case certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
I guess Wright won, huh?
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen anyone complete a defense so quickly.
Did Monsai Man forget that watches had been...
Good point.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Your Honor. Did Monsai... I did forget watches had been invented, yes.
The court tried the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
Not guilty.
Yeah! So, Ma, I have a question.
What?
Is it normal in in court that when someone is found not guilty, that confetti is thrown?
No, definitely no confetti.
Why not?
Because the people that clean the courthouse don't want to deal with that mess.
What about when someone's guilty? Have you ever found someone guilty and then someone threw out some doves and fireworks?
Definitely not.
And with that, court is adjourned.
Was that the one game?
That's not the full game. This is case 1 of the first game.
Ah.
Turns out that Frank Sauer was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sauer let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sauer grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
That's a creep.
Doug Henning is in every courtroom to celebrate verdicts. Who is Doug Henning?
Doug Henning is a magician.
See, this is why this is the real reason I have you here. Right, that's you.
Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there.
Remember that time you forgot the victim's name?
It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. And I'm glad she's this glad. Imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over!
Oh, God, Larry.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick, don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy, when he's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind.
Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butt's innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh, Gwen! Hello!
So you know why she called him Harry Butts?
Because she got the name wrong.
No. Because
I know the
if you're
pun!
not from New York, you'd pronounce it differently.
Hey, I was the one who got the author, but this is Gwen. Let me give me a moment, Ma. Let me give you a shout out. Gwen Graves. I keep forgetting to do this. Looks like Gwen Graves is playing Dice Gaia too, and we are playing Ace Attorney. Say hi, Manzai Mom.
Hi, how are you?
Gwen is also playing Battle Network.
Okay.
Which, once I get used to this game, we'll play through those games.
It's okay. Butts is talking.
Yes.
Here,
Take this. It's a present.
A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made it one for her and one for me.
Oh, God. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry?
Larry?
Larry?
Are you so sure?
Squeeze me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Which evidence do you think proves that, maybe, Cindy Stone cared more about Larry than she let on?
I have no idea.
Well, let's look through the evidence. We got the attorney's badge.
We have the autopsies.
Do you think the autopsy tells you?
I don't think so, unless something...
The statue.
Okay, we can look at the statue, but the statue is just heavy. Unless there's something in the statue that we...
Well, think about it. It's heavy. She brought it to her with her to Paris anyway.
Well, can we open it?
We can't open it, no. We can only present. Well, check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
True.
Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all.
And not a watch.
You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to be traveling.
It is.
Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really? I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. The autopsy report shows that the victim had a I love Harry Butts tattoo at the time of her death.
I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things can change depending upon how you look at them.
I love Mia.
People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Oh, God.
Arthur points out, by the way, that you only get one chance to guess right at that. If you get that wrong, the scene continues, and Larry is just like, oh, I guess you were wrong. I guess she really didn't care about me after all.
Oh, she did care. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work is done. Shall we be off?
Also, what were you, Aviva? Guess where I was.
Where were you?
Where it was.
On her
Or
butts.
where it was. I can't read. Where
On her
it
butts.
was. On her butts. It's
Well,
funny because butt sounds like butts.
I think our work is done here. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner on me? Well, we'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah, part at least.
You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks?
Why couldn't it have been me? Phoenix! Why? Why couldn't I be Phoenix?
And so my first trial came to a close.
Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident.
Oh my goodness.
And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
That sounds ominous.
Yes.
That's ominous.
So, this case took about an hour.
Okay.
This is famously a short case, like ridiculously short.
Okay. So we can do the next episode next week.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be able to do the full episode next week unless you want to do an 8-hour stream.
I'm not doing 8 hours.
We're not doing 8 hours. I don't know if I could do an 8-hour stream.
No, but that was fun. Hope you guys appreciated the comic relief.
And I hear Monzai Graham going upstairs.
Of course.
She's probably looking for us.
Who knows?
But being a lawyer is a full-time job.
And it is. It is a full-time job.
A lot of people had fun.
Well, I'm glad you guys joined us. It was nice to have the people. And thank you, by the way, for making it big enough that I can see with these old eyes.
They all love you.
Well, come back next week. I'll be here. I'll be here on the couch. Besides the Manzaimon.
Manzaimon, my favorite spin-off of Pokemon.
No.
But yeah,
Thank you guys for
let's
joining us.
wrap up. Your Lordship, what are you doing up there?
I'm a judge now.
No, stop. Case. We're not doing the next case. We're not moving directly into the next case. Where's the music? Ace Attorney. There it is. Just in time for laundry. So yeah. Thanks for coming. That's a bit loud, actually. Great. So we have so many people here. So let's take these people and see who is currently streaming. And give them a big ol' raid. Let's see who's on. Don't. Let's see who's currently on. Admin Dip is playing Chrono Trigger. Let's give him a raid. He is a good guy. Alright, thanks for stopping by. And say goodbye, Monsai Mom.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.